I think Kitty's availability is less in question this week. I anticipate him being available to practice. That being said, we're going to leave the ball in Mason Rudolph's hands. He's done a good job, and we've done a good job in the most recent 2 weeks. We've taken care of the ball. He's taken care of the ball. We've scored points at a rate in which we hadn't done to this point this year. And with the urgency of the moment and because of those reasons, we're going to leave the ball in his hands. But I say all those things with the understanding that I know Kenny is very capable, and particularly as it pertains to this matchup, Kenny has led us to victory late in the game the last 2 times we played Baltimore. And so we feel like we got 2 capable guys. We'll proceed into the week the same way that we did last week, but just knowing that his availability is less in question. You know, he's done a nice job. Like I mentioned when we inserted him, he's got a great deal of confidence in himself, and it is real. I think it's contagious. He's aggressive in style of play, and I think that's helpful, particularly when you're up against it.
Is Rudolph the best quarterback on your roster right now?
You know, I hadn't analyzed it in that way. I'm just looking at where we are and what we need to do this week. That's probably more of a end-of-the-year type analysis, man, and we're on a short week, and we're trying to put together a formula to win this game.
Finally, we hear some nice compliments about Mason Rudolph. Definitely a step in the right direction. Coach Tomlin did say that we're leaving the ball in Mason Rudolph's hands, although Kenny Pickett's availability is less questionable this week. So it seems like Kenny Pickett is available. We even heard last week that we thought Kenny Pickett may have been available last week. That's what our thinking was. But obviously less questionable. But we are starting the week. Mason Rudolph is getting the ball, and it looks like they're going with Mason Rudolph. I mean, he's getting the first team reps. When he says that Mason is starting with the ball, that means Mason is continuing. He even said that, you know, we obviously like what we've seen with Mason, and Coach Tomlin obviously agrees with that, and that Mason has been doing things that we haven't done in a long time. He's scoring points, and he's scoring a lot of points. I mean, 30 points or more in the last 2 games. His first 2 games he's played in somewhere around 2.5 years. So it looks like we're going to be seeing Mason Rudolph in this upcoming game against the Baltimore Ravens, which are a very good team right now. I know the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Baltimore Ravens very early in the season, and that was Kenny Pickett at the helm of the offense as quarterback. But a lot has changed since then. The Baltimore Ravens have really gotten things together. Their defense is very good. Their offense is very good. Their quarterback is very mobile. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens in this game. But it looks like Mason Rudolph is the guy getting the ball. And finally, it sounds like some compliments for Mason Rudolph and his performance. What are your thoughts? Leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts on this entire situation. What's going on with Kenny Pickett? Has he been taken down to the second string quarterback? Will he be considered inactive this week to avoid any distractions? Is it possible that might have been the reason that he was inactive last week? Because of potential distractions with him being second string, people asking questions, why, what? I mean, it's obvious Mason Rudolph is doing things that the Pittsburgh Steelers have been wanting and the fans have been wanting for a very long time, since Ben Roethlisberger was at the helm of quarterback and in charge of that offense, running that offense. So it looks like Mason Rudolph may have learned some things from maybe Ben Roethlisberger, and picked up a lot more over the last few years of sitting on the bench, watching, practicing. Mason Rudolph has always been a hard worker, and we saw that when he was first drafted, when he was a rookie. Well, it's going to be exciting to see this next game, to see what happens. And of course, for the Pittsburgh Steelers to make the playoffs, a lot of help is needed. A lot of things have to fall into place. Well, thanks for watching. Remember, leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. And subscribe if you haven't already, because a lot of our viewers, I noticed, are not subscribed to the channel. And it really helps us if you subscribe to the channel. So definitely subscribe if you want up-to-date Pittsburgh Steelers news, talk, and analysis. Thanks for watching, and Happy New Year.